that was just a really gritty, like hard-fought game. I think both teams had specific things they needed to do in order to win. Obviously, Wake Forest needed to get Erica Hamby, who's having very close to an All-American season. I mean, absolutely first-team All-Conference. So she ought to be up for. People ought to be talking to her. I think if Wake was a little bit higher in the standings, I mean, she's having a Player of the Year type season stat-wise. She's just unbelievable. The thing I love most about her is that she never stops working. I do think she got a little bit tired in the second half. Our double teams that were not really effective in the first half, but maybe they came up later in the second half because she had to work so darn hard to get the ball, and she just never stops. I mean, offensive rebounds and running the floor, and I just have a ton of respect for her. But we knew we had to try to turn her over, and I think that we were effective with that, and that was a bunch of energy on our part on the defensive end of the floor. I also think that when we needed a big shot tonight, you know, when the game got closer, we could put it up to 10 or whatever. We had like 3 or 4 possessions, well-executed plays, and just you saw our legs go too. And so then I'm so proud of Mott because she knows the play that we want, and she kind of called it for herself tonight. She got the ball back up top, and we called it simultaneously, but which makes me very happy. But I was so happy to know that she didn't need my permission to do it, and got to the rim and had a really big layup there. So. But if I had to pick an MVP, to be honest with you, I think it's Saray McGuire. It doesn't really show up on the stat sheet, but she changed the game. I thought our team needed to play with more energy, and we needed to stop playing a half-court game against Wake Forest. They were really getting too many points in the paint. So we extended our defense in the first half, and Ray was phenomenal. But then we had to put her down with fouls. So in the second half, knowing that she was fresh and had some fresh legs, I thought that defense we were using was really going to bother them. And Ray was everywhere. They only gave her credit for 3 steals, but she had to have caused about 12 of them. She was just everywhere. So really happy with her.
Any questions? Coach, what were you guys doing defensively that enabled you to be so effective and get 19 steals in the game? What specifically?
Well, you know, there's different layers of presses. You can come all the way to full court. You can do a half court. You can do a 3/4 court. And I think we were varying that a little bit. And then at the back end of it, down in the quarter court of the defensive end, we still were trying to do our half-court scheme. So that, I mean, I'm tired. Like, my voice is very tired because there was a lot of yelling and communicating that had to go on. As the ball came up, the first quadrant of the court, one defense, then the middle 2 quadrants, we were in something else, and then the last quadrant, we were in something else. So there's a lot of communication. But they're that good. I mean, and Chelsea Douglas on her first game back, I mean, I know the kid. I recruited her hard, and I knew she'd be hitting some big shots for him. So there was a lot of work that went into that defensive game plan, and that's a credit to Wake Forest. They're a very, very good team, and they've been playing so well lately.
Coach, what was different for you between today's game and your game on January 4th against Wake Forest?
Our game against them on January 4th?
Yeah.
They've gotten a lot, I guess, more comfortable in who they are. I think they had, in the non-conference, they won a lot of games, but maybe hadn't played against as much physicality. So we were, you know, their first one, and we kind of were real physical, and it's a different level when you get into the ACC. And I think their coaching staff has done an amazing job of making those adjustments and really saying, wow, okay. And so they were on a roll. We came in, I think we surprised them a lot, and they were extending their defense. And so the score was like the last 5 minutes, we really kind of added to that score because they were pressing to try to catch up. So it wasn't as big as a blowout as it seemed. This is more of the Wake Forest team. This is how they've been playing all ACC season. Like I said, their coaches do a great job, and their kids play hard.
Adrienne,
So do mine.
Early on in the game, you hit those 2 big threes from the corner. Did those shots kind of get your confidence back up today that you were going to be able to put the ball in the hoop?
Yeah, I definitely think that just hitting any kind of shots brings your confidence up. So that definitely helped me because I know I had been in a little slump. Well, not in a slump, but I hadn't been hitting shots. So that definitely boosted my confidence early.
How about getting yelled at halftime by your coach for not shooting more?
That definitely helped too.
Yeah. 4 assists, no turnovers by a freshman. I mean, she just keeps. I mean, everyone's talking about her scoring because she's been our leading scorer, but look at her taking care of that ball. And that crazy game, and that was a crazy game. The officials were like, dear God. It was just havoc everywhere. Mott is so steady and so trustworthy.